This Lizzo situation is absolutely baffling. I'm not sure I've ever seen such a case of controversy that caused direct conflict with an artist's entire brand. And what I mean by that is, artists or celebrities in general might get accused of something or land themselves in some controversy. And it's likely bad, but it might not necessarily go against everything they've built their brand on. But in Lizzo's case, it pretty much goes against everything she stands for publicly. So let's get right into it. There were claims made against Lizzo and her dance captain Charlene in a lawsuit filed by her ex-dancers. Lizzo is accused of overworking dancers and making the group re-audition in an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal. Those she was dissatisfied with would be fired and sent home. She was accused of firing a dancer for challenging her claim that the group was drinking before performances. She was accused of making a thinly veiled comment relating to a dancer's weight gain, and later firing her for recording a meeting while suffering an eye condition. She was accused of coercing a dancer into touching a woman's breast at a strip club despite the dancer opposing. She was accused of inviting her dancers to a new cabaret bar without disclosing the specifics of the performance. One of the allegations claims that Lizzo forced dancers to eat bananas protruding out of a sex worker's vagina. The lawsuit says, things quickly got out of hand. Lizzo allegedly began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, catching dildos launched from the performers' vaginas, and eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas. And then her dance captain also had allegations and accusations. She was accused of trying to convert the dancers to a religion, accused of scalding the dancers for having premarital sex, and accused of unwarrantedly discussing masturbation and sexual fantasies with the group. Needless to say, this story breaking was huge. It came to a shock to a lot of Lizzo fans, given that she has made her entire brand about respecting others, about people having a safe space, and about people being confident about their body regardless of their size. I mean, her entire special album is filled with lyrics that read like an edgy take on positive Hallmark card slogans. Lizzo also had a show focusing on her tour and had big women as her background dancers, which she won an Emmy for. Basically, Lizzo's entire brand is essentially about positivity in almost every way. And more than an artist, she's also become a figurehead of sorts for her fan base. And Lizzo is no stranger to controversy. She has many past controversies, from filming herself pooing on toilets bare bottom at a basketball game, to getting backlash from BTS fans for over-sexualizing them. In a clip about the group, she said, "If I could collaborate with BTS, I mean, that sounds fun. I don't know if I can make it through the studio session without having sex with all of them." Which might have been a joke, but it's definitely an unnecessary thing to say. I can't see a male artist being able to get away with this without being viewed as a creep. I don't think Lizzo as a provocateur is as immersive or enthralling as she is when she's just being a fun, upbeat artist, and that's where a lot of her appeal resides. Which leads us to her song that was set up to be her big move to being a provocateur, but fell on its face, and that is Rumors, which many have speculated might have been a forewarning to the current lawsuits. In the lyrics she says, "Had to cut some O's loose, yeah, NDA no loose lips, now them O's tryna sue me, B I don't give two its." If these lyrics are simply coincidental, they are certainly prophetic. This whole ordeal, accusations and lawsuit, is obviously not a good look for Lizzo in the slightest. It's quite literally unraveled the perception and brand of Lizzo. And not only is it the lawsuit, but it has set off a domino effect. Previous people who have worked with Lizzo have also come out and said she was not pleasant to work with. One thing I would like to point out about one particular complaint and accusation is about her rudeness. And unfortunately, rudeness is expected to some degree in show business. Doesn't make it right, but it is pretty universal in show business. But at the same time, it's the crux of someone like Lizzo, who has branded herself as someone all about positivity. And as far as the sexual harassment and hostile workplace allegations, it's completely unacceptable if true. Lizzo did respond to these allegations in a lengthy post on Instagram, going on to say, "These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations. Girl, you made a whole song about false allegations. What are you talking about? But anyways, she goes on to say, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I have always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I'm not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. One thing I noticed in her statement is that she only directly addressed the body shaming accusations, but not much of anything else. I'm not sure if it was the best response because it glosses over a lot of things, but statements like these off the back of controversy like this can never satisfy everyone, but she did leave out important things. It'll be interesting to see how this lawsuit plays out, as well as how this affects Lizzo, because this appears to be something that will be very hard to come back from. Because once again, even more than Lizzo as an artist, she has also become a figurehead and personality for things such as inclusiveness and fairness. And given how much is embedded into her public persona and how much she relies on it, it just doesn't look too well.